Now, you've had so much of me, it is horrendous. So I'm going to pass over to our headline speaker tonight. She needs no introduction because she is the cutest, nicest, friendliest, smiliest person you ever meet. The only dragon in her is her fire and passion for the marine environment. So enough of my chat. You know what? Let's hand it straight over. Or not, as he says.
Thank you. My goodness, that was an introduction I better live up to. So first of all, can I start by saying congratulations to all of those award winners and actually anybody who entered? Because for me, when people ask me the question of what can we do, I say get involved and do something. And they are absolute shining examples of people who are actually not just worried about things, actually going out and do it. So congratulations, everybody. I've actually had a bit of a checkered history with the sea. My great-grandfather was a fisherman on a herring boat going out of Great Yarmouth. I used to have a fish and chip shop. I used to sell really cheap cotton chips. But I remember the moment I've had a couple of moments in my life. One which I think I've talked about before with the Marine Conservation Society. But I remember the moment I decided to stop eating fish completely. And I was in the massive, huge fish market in Japan. And I looked around and I thought, this goes on every day across the world. This cannot last. And I just stopped eating fish instantly. But then, of course, when you start thinking about the oceans, it's very clear to understand the implications of overfishing, and we've talked about that a lot. But of course, we're doing so much more harm than just the overfishing. And I was so pleased to find the Marine Conservation Society worrying about the environment, but not really either understanding or worrying about the oceans in the same way, and which is crazy, of course. I mean, we live on a planet, and they cover most of it. So when I found the Marine Conservation Society, who's clearly got such in-depth knowledge, and I found that the way that they tackled all of the individual issues, engaging with the communities, engaging with people with the Great British British Beach Clean, which I went along to one of them, was absolutely horrified about how many nurdles I found in the meter in front of me. But actually really intelligent ways of gathering data, engaging people, and also offering lots of great advice. On their website, there's so many great tips on how you can do things in your own life to make a difference. Because for me, that's the thing. We've got to take this thing really personally. I need to care, you need to care, and I need to change my behavior. Once I know something isn't right, I need to change my behavior. I'll give you some good news, though. So the Great British Beach Clean in 2013 showed a horrendous 13 plastic bags per square meter in 2013. This year, that was reduced to 3. So that just goes to show we all need hope. We need something is happening and something is changing. But we also know there is so much more to do. And that's where the Marine Conservation Society can really engage and really be helpful. So practically, when I go about my everyday life, what do I see and what do I encourage and what behavior do I support in my businesses? So I start off by saying, as I've said before, everybody needs to take this really, really personally, because when you take it personally, things start changing. And it can start from the tiniest little behaviors, but not just doing them, talking about them. I don't mean preaching about them. I just mean talking about them. Explaining to people why you won't drink water out of a plastic bottle. Explaining. I also agree about the Keep Cup. Keep Cup send out a really clear message. And when I sit on the train with my Keep Cup, people say, oh, what's that? And I say, well, it's because I won't use disposable cups. So I think, talking, not just doing it, but talking about it, sort of weaving it into everyday conversation. Because the businesses that I'm involved in, they are really aware that they need to do something, but they're not always sure what that is. The thing about consumer power, people power, is we're in a position to show them, not just with the way we buy and what we buy, but actually voicing why we're buying it. it takes quite a while for some of these big supermarkets, for example, to notice that a product is slightly declining. But actually, if you add that decline to me sending an email saying, I'm really concerned about this particular fish, or I'm worried about the amount of plastic wrapping on that, when you start putting those two and two together, it gives them really good guidance on what they need to do to win me back as a customer. Because the truth of the matter is, all of the power lies with the consumer. And I think we're beginning to understand that. But we shouldn't be silent consumers. We shouldn't just buy or not buy. We need to help. We need to say, this is what you need to do to make things better. The other thing for businesses, though, is that they are very concerned about the environment, and they understand that the customer is buying with their heart as much as their head. But they're being driven very much down to net zero, and that focuses an awful lot on fossil fuels and saving waste. And actually, I introduce the issue of the oceans, and they're kind of, oh yes, no, you're right. Of course, how does that fit? Now, a lot of businesses, to be fair, are already reducing their plastics. You know, I mean, I have done my first bit of clothes shopping for 2 years, and it all turned up in lovely biodegradable, properly compostable, biodegradable bags. Great messages all over them. So there's a lot of really good stuff going on, but we need that to keep moving forward. Not just, well, I've actually replaced my plastic bags. You need to push it down the supply chain to make sure that you're asking the same questions of your suppliers. You know, how are you behaving? What's your policy on the oceans? What are you doing with plastic bags? What dangerous chemicals are you using? What alternatives are there? Because if we keep pushing it, if we ask the questions, they ask the questions, and it goes right the way through to the root problem. And that's how things get to change. If you eat seafood, I mean, I stopped eating seafood, but if you eat seafood, make sure that it's from a sustainable source. Make sure that, again, the Marine Conservation Society, great guide to the good fish to eat. So use it, wonderful information. But also, if I see something in a restaurant menu that I think is wrong, I say it. I say, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to be able to eat here unless you get that sorted out. So again, sort of taking it personally and voicing it. And I guess the other thing that we can all do, I am obviously an ambassador from the Marine Conservation Society, but I'm also a member, because actually doing the fantastic work that they do, it costs money. It takes resource. And actually supporting the Marine Conservation Society through membership is probably one of the first biggest steps that we could all take. Because I think once you take the first step, you're supporting them to do their work, but you also get involved and engaged. And you start, I found myself, it was 2 seconds before I'd actually become a member. And then I found myself on a beach clean. But that isn't the only thing, it's the first step to really, really getting yourselves engaged, because there is nothing more important. And I do want to see more conversation joining the environment. When people speak about the environment, they think about trees, they think about peat, but they don't always think about the seas, which is crazy. So I think the more we can join those, the more we can talk about our amazing oceans, the more we can talk about the tiny steps that we can take, the more we can support organisations, charities like the Marine Conservation Society, the closer we're going to get to protecting and conserving those wonderful oceans that are pretty much the lifeblood of this planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Meaden. Oh, fabulous. I say, she ain't no dragon. She fabulous. Oh, yeah. When we've got a figurehead like that, when we've got someone, in with Deborah's knowledge of something that we consider to be so, business, evil, but actually, no, we can live our lives, we can live them well, and we can live them in harmony with the world around us. When you got someone like Deborah on your side, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you very much, Deborah. Fantastic. Now, look, We're going to take another little micro break, just a little short break. But while we do this, we're going to have a video, lovely little video about a nursery in Scotland who did something incredible and managed to successfully get a company to ban glitter. Okay, prepare yourselves because this is seriously cute.
It's bad to throw plaster on the ground because it's bad for the earth and it doesn't withstand the centigrade, and people weren't supposed to make it, either buy it from the shops. Plastics not good for the turtles because you leave it on the beach and the tide gets in and it washes it all the way out and the turtles eat it. Because it's bad for the ocean.
Why is it bad for the ocean?
Because otherwise the animals might die and that would be really sad.
Five little jellyfish swimming in the sea. Along came a turtle, as quiet as can be. Hey, Mr. Turtle, you can't catch me.
Oh, what a fabulous group of kids. What an incredible things that they're doing. That's again, ladies and gentlemen, there's hope. There's good stuff right there.